I'm glad Ian introduced him as my friend, just to dispel the myth that I don't have any. I at least have one that was willing to come with me. So we call him Ginger Josh, which is quite a deep joke. Some of you might not get it, but this is Ginger Josh, because we've got a few Joshes. We're going to go deep quite quickly, because we've been deep. Last session, we talked about the certainty of death. That was something that hit you fairly young in your life. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience of that?
So I was brought up in church from a young age, but at the age of 10, my dad passed away, so he overdosed on drugs when I was about 10 years old. That hit me hard from a young age. I never knew how to deal with it, never knew that church, I thought church couldn't deal with it. I went the opposite way and went into the world to try and deal with it. But as you were speaking about anxiety, depression, that came along quick from a young age. I couldn't deal with it, didn't know how to deal with it, didn't want to deal with it either.
Do I need to provide subtitles, or did you catch that? Everyone get that? All right. So Dad dies of a drug overdose. How does your life go? Where did you end up? So this was kind of age like 15, 16, 17, yeah. So kind of your guys' age. What did life look like?
So by the age of 15, I was left school and yet again went away from church and got into a whole different group of friends and ended up in a really bad mess. Ended up drinking, drug abuse, and everything that comes along with it, the hurt, the pain. Just ended up living my own life for my will, going against what family said, going against what church said, going against what real friends said, and just wanted everything the world what I thought the world could offer. But really, it just broke the back of me from 15 up to 19, really.
So you get to 19, and you find yourself in a pretty drug den,
yeah,
in some of the flats in Edinburgh, and that's a low point. Tell us maybe some of the things that you're feeling in that moment when you're in that drug den.
So I ended up in not the most nicest part of Edinburgh. I ended up being in a flat where it was horrendous, and so I thought I couldn't go in. I really thought I couldn't see the end of the tunnel. I just thought, this is it. This is what my life's going to be, and I'm going to be like my father. But then something just broke in me, and the only thing I knew what to do was phone for help. So I phoned my mum, ironically, the person that was telling me I needed help for the last 4 years. I thought the only thing I could do was ask for help, and I know now that was a God moment. I knew then that was me surrendering. I knew I needed help. And
so at that point you started reading the Bible, started coming, although it was in lockdown, kind of along to our church.
Yeah.
What made you come to trust in Jesus? What was that kind of part of your life? What did that look like?
I ended up going into rehab. It was a Christian rehab, and I knew the gospel. I was put into me from a young age, but it was only ever in my head. But over about 2 months in there, I just knew that I never had the strength to do anything. And I knew the only way that I could overcome anything I was feeling was through the gospel, and was from trust. And just leaning on those promises day in, day out was the only thing that was getting me through. And I knew each time I was reading it and believing it more, they were becoming true in my life, and they were overcoming stuff. And I knew from then that the only way it was going to be through Jesus. Putting my stuff at the cross and picking up a cross daily.
If there was something you'd want to say to a room of 500 young people, what would you say to them now that you maybe would have appreciated someone saying to you when you were 10 when your dad died, or maybe kind of 14, 15 when you're getting into all this stuff?
Not focusing on what the world's got or what it can offer you. I think it's keeping your head in church, even through the times you don't want to go or the times you're getting forced to go. I know what I was feeling like, and if I could go back, I would change my feelings, a U-turn it straight away, because time and time again you watch people leave church and it turns within weeks and months. I would say keep in church, listen to people you look up to, your pastors, older people in the church, friends, family, and just keep your head in the Word, read it, learn the promises, and put them in your heart.
So, at the end of all that, I don't know when this finishes, Josh will be at the back if you want to chat to him, and when the question number goes up, if there's questions that you'd rather ask Josh, then ping some in and just say, I want to know this from Josh, and we can maybe deal with that afterwards as well. But if you want to come speak to him, maybe you're struggling with some of this stuff, it's hitting you already, then maybe today's a good day to speak to someone that you don't know, no one else will know that you're speaking to them, and you can maybe just get some wisdom from this guy as well. Is that all right? Sweet as that.